Rais Uhuru Kenyatta leo alikuwa anazindua kikosi cha huduma za walinzi wa baharini mjini Mombasa, na hivi sasa anazungumza katika hafla hiyo. Hebu tuende moja kwa moja katika eneo hilo tuweze kumsikiza rais, halafu tuendelee na mada yetu.
But ladies and gentlemen, these jobs were lost. Many of them because we did not adapt to trends in the maritime industry, but also because we lost focus and started looking at the self instead of the nation. Today, fellow Kenyans, the ocean is emerging as a frontier for economic and social transformation of all sea-facing states. I believe that Kenya is well positioned to emulate them. Our coastline and inland waters cover 222,950 square kilometers, equivalent to 31 countries of the global tuna catch of 4.35 million metric tons, worth about $2.3 billion annually. 1/4 of this industry is caught off Kenya's coastline. But our people and our country is not benefiting from these resources. Foreign vessels land and process our fish in other countries. Indeed, these resources ought significantly to contribute to our development. We have only to consider the examples of Mauritius, where the blue economy contributes about 11% of Mauritius' gross domestic product. Kenya's blue economy contributes a mere 2.5% of our GDP in absolute terms, meaning approximately 180 billion Kenya shillings. But fully exploited, our blue economy could easily contribute 3 times its present share of GDP and create jobs and huge prosperity for millions of Kenyans. Ladies and gentlemen, unlocking the potential and recovering the lost momentum of many years has been a personal imperative for me. The upgrade of the port of Mombasa, the construction of the standard gauge railway, the cruise terminal, which we intend to finalize at the Kenya Ports Authority here, not too far from where we are, will all provide a much-needed infrastructural backbone for this blue economy. Indeed, to buttress these efforts, I established in September of 2016 the Blue Economy Committee, which you have just been introduced to, chaired by the Chief of Defense Forces. I was told at the time I cannot appoint a military officer, but shauri yao, you can see what they have been able to do, na sisi tunazunguka tu na maneno ya mdomo, hakuna ya kuona. And indeed, I asked them to develop a comprehensive strategy and an implementation plan to transform this national asset into a key engine of economic growth and development for our nation. The committee identified measures to unlock the potential in fisheries, mariculture, aquaculture, and maritime transport, as well as strategies to raise our skills at sea to international standards. Implementing these measures will put us back on the path our founding fathers cut for us, for they saw that in our waters was wealth for every Kenyan. Let me now highlight some of the key actions we are taking in this regard. The first was that the committee undertook an audit of all landing sites, and it found, undoubtedly, that many had been encroached upon or converted to private use. So today, let me recognize One Holding Limited, our friend here, for voluntarily returning Liwatoni to the government for its rightful use. Asante sana ndugu yetu. Twashukuru sana. And let me also urge today any who have also illegally acquired fish landing sites and other public land to emulate them by returning these public assets to government. Indeed, today, and we have proved it is possible, I hereby direct the Department of Fisheries, as well as the National Land Commission, to use the full force of law to ensure that all gazetted fish landing sites at the coast, in Lake Victoria, in Lake Turkana, and indeed in any other lake or rivers are recovered and secured by the end of the first quarter of 2019. Today, we saw a vessel land fish at this jetty, marking the first step in a journey which will see us rehabilitate Liwatoni and develop fish ports in Shimoni, Kilifi, and Lamu, so that fishing vessels are now required to land 30% of their catch in Kenya. The combination of compulsory landing of fish harvested in Kenyan waters, as well as the rehabilitation of fish landing jetties and processors, will create jobs, especially for women. It will reduce harvest losses and begin to close the 500,000 metric ton gap in our national fish market and raise per capita fish consumption in Kenya. Reviving the Kenya National Shipping Line would save a considerable portion of these earnings, and we would also benefit from regional and global value chains and secure stronger linkages with global shipping enterprises. To revive the Kenya National Shipping Line, we shall have to strengthen the partnership between the government of Kenya and the Mediterranean Shipping Company, represented here, who are the second largest shipping line in the world, with both container and cruise shipping operations. Thank you. As the first of its kind in this region, this partnership will allow us to leverage on our port facility to acquire ship carrying capacity for our import and export trade. The partnership, as we have seen beginning today, will also offer jobs for Kenyans to work on board modern container and cruise passenger vessels, and also accord training opportunities for our cadets, as the young lady we have seen here, not to mention jobs on shore-based operations. Through this partnership, the transformation of Mombasa Port into a transshipment hub will give the Kenya National Shipping Line the opportunity to participate in transferring these transshipment containers to neighboring ports, thus contributing to the development of coastal shipping and other maritime auxiliary services. Today is also a proud day for me, for it marks the beginning of an important journey as we celebrate the first of 16 young Kenyans who are due to start their employment on board MSC vessels. The order I signed just a few moments ago, establishing the Bandari Maritime Academy, began the work of making it a center of excellence to produce first-class men and women trained in every relevant maritime skill. This morning again, we also saw the launch of our Coast Guard, and its principal mandate shall be, in cooperation with other organs, to secure Kenya's territorial waters, and it will complement maritime security and safety by addressing gaps in maritime law enforcement. The ongoing strengthening of the interagency collaboration that I have been pushing at the national level, as well as information sharing and cooperation at regional and international level, will complement this effort by ensuring optimal utilization of maritime security assets. The improved security and safety framework will enable predictable assessment of all the vulnerabilities, threats, matters crucial to the mitigation of Kenya's maritime risks. For too long, we have experienced multiple problems with marine security, including illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing by foreign trawlers, smuggling of contraband goods, degradation of marine ecosystems through discharge of oil, toxic wastes, and the destruction of coral reefs and coastal forests. It should not be surprising, therefore, that illegal fishing costs our country, Kenya, close to 10 billion shillings a year. A major concern of this region is also the prevalence of drugs which come through the sea because of a lack of proper surveillance mechanisms. The Coast Guard will ensure that our oceans will no longer be used by drug traffickers, human traffickers, illegal arms, and illegal fishing. We'll also guard against exploitation of our natural resources by foreign countries and ensure that never again will foreign vessels steal our fish. And today, we also declare that we will arrest and prosecute anyone in our waters who does not comply with our relevant legislations. Ladies and gentlemen, today just marks the beginning. We are aiming high, and indeed we have large dreams. Within the next 5 years, we want to see ourselves creating over 10,000 direct jobs for our youth, and we should have fully fledged transshipment and logistic hubs along our coastal towns, starting with Mombasa and Lamu. We will create a destination port for cruise ships, as well as establish world-class training facilities in maritime studies, have a fully fledged and operational national shipping line by urgently reviving the Kenya National Shipping Line. By strengthening the cruise shipping sector, we will not only be gaining seafaring jobs, but we will also jumpstart coastal agriculture and agro-processing. These activities are critical to re-establishing old enterprises, but also creation of new ones. The sum of this is that as the coastal economy grows, the Kenyan economy will grow through increased social and economic activity. Indeed, to that end, next week, starting on the 26th to the 28th of November, we are bringing in the world to Nairobi to discuss the blue economy, the opportunities it offers, and how we can better protect our maritime resources. To date, we expect 8,000 delegates from 153 countries, and that we have every chance now of securing funding for programs worth billions of shillings, among them the rehabilitation of this fishing complex where we stand today. To that end, I wish to thank our co-hosts, the government of Japan and Canada, as well as all other partners who have worked closely with us to prepare for the Global Blue Economy Conference. And I invite all of you to walk this journey with us to rebuild our blue economy. I am looking forward to returning back here the next few months to launch the partnership between the Kenya National Shipping Line and the Mediterranean Shipping Company, whom we hope to recruit more seafarers to go out to sea. To you 16 young men and women who leave today to start their new jobs at sea, it is your responsibility to ensure that you give Kenya a good name so that many more of your compatriots can also follow you. But you will set the example and show that Kenya can indeed provide professional men and women of integrity who can serve. Tuwatakia laheri, musituaibishe. We ask you, as you go to your work, to do so with integrity and honor, so that Kenya iweze kustahili heshima ile ambaye tunatafuta. Just as we flagged off the Coast Guard and these seafarers, we are symbolically also flagging off the entire country to start on a journey that will make Kenya a maritime force. And I believe that together we can do it. Mimi nikimalizia, yangu ni kusema tu ni leo ni siku ya furaha. Ni siku ya furaha kwa sababu hii ni safari ambaye nimeigojea mimi mwenyewe kwa muda mrefu. Vile nimesema hapo awali kwa hii hotuba, mwaka wa 2016 tulisema tunataka kuona ni kwa njia gani tutaweza kurudisha uvuvi na mambo ambaye inahusu bahari Hindi hii, pamoja na ziwa zetu mbalimbali Victoria, Turkana na kwingine, iwe rasilimali ambaye itatusaidia kuhakikisha ya kwamba vijana wetu wamepata kazi, na pia kulete utajiri kwa taifa letu la Kenya, sio tu kwa pwani, kwa Kenya. Na hiyo safari wakati tulianza tulikuwa tunaambiwa ni safari ngumu. Tukaianza na mwenzangu hapa Jemedari, kamwambia nataka unisaidie kwa hii kazi, kwa sababu mimi nijua nikienda kwa hii mawaziri huko taanza kuambiwa mabilioni, sijui mabilioni ngapi inatakikana, sijui nini. Na tukaanza tu pole pole chini ya maji, kwa sababu tulikuwa tukijua tukiongea siasa ndio hiyo ingie huko iharibu kila kitu. Na tukatembea, hata huku tulikuwa tunatembea usiku. Kasema sasa hii pahali hii na imenyang'anywa, sasa tutafanya namna gani? Mzee wetu sasa, nakushukuru ndugu yangu, kwa tunatembea hapa usiku, hatukuwa tukitaka kuonekana huko. Tukaongea na yeye, kamwambia wewe ni Mkenya kama sisi jameni, hii ni mali ya umma jameni, fanya heshima, rudisha mali yetu. Na ndio Wakenya hao. Asante sana mzee wangu, nakushukuru. Na wengine mjue sisi hatutawaomba sasa, nyinyi murudishe mali ya wenyewe, iende kufanya kazi ile ambayo ilikuwa inastahili kufanya. Kulikuwa wakati hii shamba ndogo hii ilikuwa imeandika zaidi ya watu 3,000 wa Kenya, haswa wakina mama ambao walikuwa wanafanya kazi hapa ndani. Kazi hizo zote zikapotea kwa sababu ya ulegai wa serikali. Na hii inaonesha what we can do with just limited resources. What we can do if we are focused. What we can do if we wacha mambo mingi ya kutukana na huko nini, ule mtu ambaye amepatiwa kazi aende afanye hiyo kazi. Tufanye kazi. If we can do this with limited resources, what more can we do? Na mimi naomba mawaziri jameni. Kuwa waziri sio kukaa kwa ofisi. Kuwa waziri sio kwenda kuwa mtu mkubwa. Sio kwenda kwa mikutano. Ni kwenda kama kuna barabara, simama hapo jameni, ulize kazi kwa nini hii haitendeki hii. Lakini sisi tunataka kujiona kwa magazeti, kwa ma-TV, sijui tukifanya nini. Huko tulikuwa tunazunguka na jemedari usiku, hata nyinyi viongozi hamkujua tuko hapa. Na tunamaliza kazi yetu na tunaenda na tunajua tumepanga namna gani. Kwa nini wenzetu hatuwezi kufanya hivyo? Jameni, tufanyie wananchi kazi. Tumeandikwa tuwafanyie kazi. Wakati wa siasa ukija tutarudi. Lakini sasa jameni, ingieni huko. Ni mashamba yetu mingi hapa imenyakuliwa, tuende turudishe, tufanye hii. Kama ni pesa tumetoa, tuhakikishe hiyo pesa imetumika kulingana na vile inatakikana. Jameni, Kenya ikue, vijana wapate kazi, uchumi upanuke, sisi zote tufurahie. Kama huyo mzee alikuwa anasema yeye ndio alikuwa mdosi hapa kwa sababu ya kutembeza na meli hapa. Sasa hiyo jamani ni kazi kubwa ya Si hiyo, we can fix that like we are doing with these young men here. Miaka ingine 5 wakiwa 10,000 hapa. Si hiyo ni manyumba itajengwa hapa. Hawa vijana watakuja wataoa hapa. Hiyo ni pesa itakuwa inatembea, dauri mnalipwa huko. Nini? Jameni, ukabila upunguke kwa sababu kila mtu ako na mali. Au mwasemaje wenzangu? Si hivyo ndivyo tunataka? Au ni namna gani? Mimi nimesema nimefurahi leo. Mungu awabariki, awalinde, tuanze kazi na tuendelee. Asante.